Good afternoon, students. Today, I just want to give you a scope of what you can expect in the April exams of Design and Technology. So let us start. Design and Technology, it's in April exams. I hope you have a pen, a pencil, and a notebook that you can write down when I explain and give examples. Okay, the first one is conflict. Number one about conflict is there must be peaceful conflict resolutions. Now, what does that mean? It means that you must anticipate. Anticipate means something that will happen. You must already be prepared for what will happen. That is what anticipate means. Conflict occurs during a group of children or individual children. Now, conflict usually is when children are quarreling in a class about something, or in a group they are quarreling because they cannot work together. Maybe they are strong learners who always want to be first and who want to do all the work, and then the others don't get a chance. So that is how we anticipate what conflict is all about. Number 3 says you must respond to children as conflict occur. So you must first wait for the conflict to occur before you can do something about it. And then the next one is you must support all children, no matter how small the incident is, which means it doesn't matter if you see something as petty. For children, it's a big deal because they are small, they don't know how to handle somebody who is more powerful or who has a stronger leadership quality as them. So you must not think that this is just a small problem. Any conflict or problem must be solved when it happens. And then the last one is you must always promote positive growth. Now, what do we mean by positive growth? Positive growth means when something is happening, even if the person is wrong, you must lead the child in teaching him good morals, and also teaching him that he cannot always just be right. That other people, you must also listen to other people's opinion. That is why I said promote positive growth. The next one says safety measures. Now, why is safety measures in design and technology? Why is it necessary in a class? Number 1 says rules are there to protect us. We have rules in the class. We have rules on the playground. We have rules at home. So rules are there to protect us. Second one is don't ever hitchhike. Now, when children are going from school, some of them are going with a taxi, so they are used to going with a taxi. Others are waiting after school because maybe something happened to their mom or their dad, and now the mom and the dad doesn't pitch up, and they must hitchhike, or they think they must walk home. So you must teach them when you go home, when you walk on your own, never hitchhike, because you don't know who will pick you up. So you must teach them rules of how to protect themselves. Number 3 says always tell your parents, teacher, or an adult you can trust. So if something happens at school, they must look for a teacher that they can trust, because children can feel on the inside of them, I can trust this person, but I cannot trust that person. So it is not something that they will see in the person. It's just a feeling that they will have. And most of the time, when children have that feeling, you must tell them it is the Holy Spirit that wants to keep you safe and wants to help you not to make mistakes. So they must, whenever something happens, they must look for a teacher, or they must tell their parents. Even if it's somebody who's threatening their lives, like a bully at school, they must go to a teacher that they can trust, or they must tell their parents, but somebody must know about it before the thing gets out of hand. Then the next one is no matter what a person tells you. It's the same thing that I talked about now. When somebody at school tells you, don't tell your parents this, then the child must already know something is wrong. So you must teach them. Even if they are alone at home, I always tell my children, When you are alone at home and somebody phones and asks, is your parents home? You must ask why. The big question is why. They don't have to say anything else, because if they ask the person why, then the person will already think, oh, this child is wide awake. He doesn't just give the information. So we must teach our children how to look after themselves and how to safeguard themselves. And then the last one is always check first with your parents or a trustworthy teacher. So if somebody come to the school and tells you, your mommy sent me, then you must say, no, my mommy didn't tell me anything. Or no, my mom didn't call my teacher to say somebody will pick me up. Even if it's a person that they know and the parents didn't tell them anything, then you must tell them to be wide awake. The next one is challenges of being self-employed in Namibia. Now, it is quite a challenge to be your own boss, because you will have to make all the decisions. You will have to have your own capital to start your business. So it is not so easy to start your own business, because the challenges are really a lot. The second one is the uncertainty of earnings. Remember, if you are self-employed, you are your own boss. You are working your own hours. If you are a lazy person, you will get up late, which means your company can quickly collapse. Sorry. So, and then the money that you make at the end of the month, you must pay the rent, you must pay the water and electricity. There's lots of things that you must pay. So it is not such an easy thing to be your own boss. But there's also always an opportunity, if you are your own boss, that you can make your own decisions. Number 3 is there's a wide variety of skills to master. Like I just said, first of all, you must make your own decisions. You must do your own books. Accounting, you must know. You must know how the taxes are working in your country, so that you can pay tax on your company. So there's a lot of skills that you need to know. And then the last one is starting capital. Starting capital is, there are 2 things. You can either use your own money, or if you don't have enough money, you can always go to an SME bank for a loan. But you must remember, if you go for a loan at the bank, you need to pay the bank back in interest. And if you borrow money from a family member, from your parents, or from anybody, you must pay the person back. So is it now really? Then you must also weigh yourself and weigh this business. Is it profitable for me to be my own boss, or will I rather work for somebody else? And please remember, everything that we do today is a scope for the exam, so take it very seriously. And then the next one is plastics, the selling price. Number 1 is undergoing the cost of production. Now, when we work with plastic is very cheap, and it can be easily, you can do anything with plastic. You can make plastic bags, you can make plastic toys. So most of the people or the companies go for plastics, especially Chinatown. They like to use plastic to make toys and things, because it's very cheap. That is why I said undergoing the cost of production. The second one is determine your fixed costs. Your fixed cost is usually the rent you pay. Now, when you pay when we talk about fixed costs, the rent, the electricity, and so on, those are things that you cannot get away from. If you rent a building, you must pay for the building. If you rent a building, you must pay the electricity to City of Windhoek. So those are the fixed costs that we are talking about. Number 3 is you must calculate the variable costs. For example, if you are going to bake a cake, or you're going to teach children in a class, we are going to bake a cake. Now what do we need? We need the eggs, we need the flour, we need the sugar, and we need all the ingredients. Now, when we take all the ingredients, will it be really cost effective for us to buy the cake rather than to make it? That is why we talk about the variable cost. And then the next one is you must add the fixed cost to the variable cost. And then you must divide by the number of items produced. So that is the same example that I just made when you are baking a cake, of buying all the ingredients and weighing it up to how much you spend for the ingredients and how much you will actually spend to buy the cake at Pick n Pay or ShopRite or something that is already made. Then the last one is the price changing for products. Is it greater than the cost of production? Which means every time that you buy a product, for example, if you take a cake now, every time that you go out to buy the product, to buy the products, the cake, the sugar, the milk, the flour, the oil, every time that, and the eggs, every time that you go out, there's a price change, which means you must also look at the economics. If there's any time that the economics of the country is changing, the price will also changing. Remember, when we in Namibia, we don't have all the products, so a lot of the products we will import from South Africa. So if there is an economic change in South Africa, it will also influence the products in Namibia, because the change, especially when there is a diesel increase, then when the things are coming from South Africa with the trucks or by air or whatever, then there will also be a change in the cost of the products. Then now we are talking about what is this thing doing here? Sorry. Now we are, that slide was wrong. The different effects. Here I want you to explain for me, because these things are very important. The mechanical effects, the terminal effect, and the luminous effects. Now the luminous effect is a very simple one. It's when you are switching on a light, and the light switch, then the light immediately goes on. When you switch it on and there's a blackout, then it's usually when the electricity doesn't go through to the circuit, and then the lights cannot go on. So in each of them, I want you to explain to me what it is, what these different effects are, and I want you to give me 2 examples. And if you can also, when you make the if you can't explain the examples with words, you can also draw a picture for me, because like we say, words, a picture is like 1,000 words. It's the same. So if you can't explain yourself very well, you can also draw. But make sure that you know these 3 very well. Then the next one is drawings. Now, when you take a chair, you must draw. You must every day you must exercise how to draw a freehand chair and a freehand table. Now, when you go into the exam room, and you come to the question of drawings, make sure that you have a sharp pencil, you have a clean eraser, you have a ruler that you can draw with. So, and then you must also exercise every day. Don't just exercise 2 days before the time how to draw a chair and how to draw a table. Remember, I give marks for everything. If the chair or the table is not in, if the chair or the table or the legs of the table is not in line, then I cannot give you marks. So you must try to remember to draw every day, because in the exam you will definitely get drawings. And if you don't draw every day and you don't exercise every day, then you will panic and you will draw something that's not even in line with what I'm asking. So make sure that you have all your stuff, like I said here, the last one. Make sure that you have a sharpener and a sharp pencil, a ruler, and an eraser. And that is the end of the presentations for the second years. And please don't call me just before you must write your exams. That is why you must already go through everything. And remember, this is just a scope of your exam, the presentation. But you must also go through your assignment, because a lot of the things in your assignments will give you an idea of what is in the exam, and the scope is now already 60% of the exams. So I thank you.